sadness.
That is like an orchestral, like, symphony of rock.
Amazing, dude. Probably rock. Dude, that is 90s rock at its best.
Yeah, man, that was absolutely rocking, dude. I was thinking about the video. Do you remember the music video for Tonight Tonight by the Smashing Pumpkins, my man?
Dude, he was great. Maybe I'm not. I just know all his videos were great. 'Cause he was like just so creepy. But, like, he looked like he was black and white.
Yes, well, Tonight Tonight, they do a video in the style of one of the first movies that ever came out. And it's about the first movie that I can't think of the name right now, but it's about a trip to the moon. And they use, it just looks like, the aesthetic and everything, exactly the same to that movie. I'm going to get the name wrong. It was like George something. I don't know why I can't think of it, but it's Saturday, I'm a little off my game. However, all I could think of is that video and how just bizarre and creepy it was even then, and now it just kind of stands the test of time.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, dude. I totally remember this one.
Yes, man. They got like the cardboard cutout background stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
It just looks like it was made in 1919.
It's like a silent film.
Yes, dude. Yes. It's a kick-ass video, and again, we've gone down this road a few times. The 90s, man, just that was the peak of the music video era. They had the best videos, and they were funny and entertaining, and you could kill some time with the MTV on in the background, man. Back in the day.
Yeah, what it really happened. Well, now it's all like people are producing them themselves. So it's a lot of like.
Well, I think YouTube is probably the place. If you're an artist, you can put together a little homemade video that looks probably quite professional, especially with the tech that people have these days. I mean, so you could probably get yourself a DJ Khaled-esque video out there. Speaking of videos, did you watch that music video? Emma had sent both of us the DJ Khaled with Justin Bieber, and I think Lil Wayne is in it.
Yeah, I played that on the podcast.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it for like 15 minutes. So funny because it's called DJ Khaled featuring all these people.
It's funny.
All he does is open up the video with him on the phone. He's like, "Hey, brother, you coming through? Hey, man, you gonna come? Hey, you being part of the song?" And then everybody else takes over and does the song.
I thought it was a different one that you played because, quite frankly, all his songs sound exactly the same.
Oh, I know.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
No, because I specifically picked that one at the time because of Bieber.
Yes.
Because it was when he was paralyzed.
Yes, very true. Very true.
Okay.
Poor guy, indeed. And
Smashing Pumpkins, dude, 1988, Chicago, Illinois.
Heyo, that's right, man.
American band at its best.
Chicago boys. Huge fan of the Pumpkins. I always was. They probably have 3 to 4 jams on my running playlist that I listen to all the time. Like, just a staple of the 90s in my mind. They really defined the music and the kind of the feeling, the angst of that era, you know?
Oh, yeah. Are you a Swan guy?
I don't really get down with the Swan too much.
Good. Well, that's how I know you're straight.
Well, yeah, thanks. I've challenged that theory quite a bit the last couple months on this show. There's no doubt about it.
Now you being engaged to a woman adds up.
That's right. Of course. And, the Pumpkins, what's interesting to me about Billy Corgan is I distinctly remember reading an interview with him in the Rolling Stone, or maybe it was Playboy, but he went on a tirade how he was just totally through with playing the Pumpkins jams from the previous albums back in the early 90s, and that if you were going to come see the Smashing Pumpkins, you were going to see them play Swan and his other weird albums that he put out with the new iteration of the Pumpkins in the early 2000s. They're back now, I believe, minus the dude who died. I think it's like pretty much the original lineup touring again, and you can bet several dollars that they're playing the classics again. They're doing Tonight. Well,
literally, you did it before I could say it. I was gonna say what he needed was somebody in the band to die. Then you come back and do all, you bring John Mayer in, you do
That's right. Dave Matthews makes an appearance. You get the drones flying overhead. Yeah, man. It's a great show.
I guarantee you, nobody's paying money to go see any Swan song. Get the fuck out of here.
He had an Ex Machina. They had a few, they weren't the hits that they were bringing out in the early 90s. That's the thing. They kind of hit their apex. And then I just found it funny when this Playboy interview came out. This must have been, the late 20-aughts, like 2008, 2009.
I love calling them the aughts.
Yeah, man. It was around that era. They weren't pumping out any more jams, and people had forgotten about the Smashing Pumpkins. So he was going out and performing shows, and the people coming to see them were wanting to see the hits they loved from 20 years before. Why would you be turning them down,
I mean, I do get it. I do see it from the artist's point of view, but I think it's such a spoiled way of looking at it, where you really need to, like, even if you're a one-hit wonder and people are only coming to see that one song, at least you got to have one song.
That's right.
How many people get 0 songs?
Like, the Dead have been doing it for 50 years, and they always play Saturday night on Saturday night, Like, you have to play Saturday night on Saturday. Like, it's just, they got their whole thing down. They know what they're doing. They know what the people are there to see.
Do you think Aerosmith still plays the Armageddon song?
No, I don't think that was. I think that was a low point for Aerosmith. I really
kind of stops at "Walk This Way." That's
every band does need the P song though, where everybody can go and grab some fresh drinks and maybe some food and unload a little bit, right?
Up on the acid.
Yeah, that's right. So I don't know. Well, I'm not too sure how much of an acid show Aerosmith is these days. Not a lot.
If you got the right mind for it, you can do acid anywhere, Frank.
This is true. I'm not doubting, that there may be some fellas there dropping some acid.
I mean, how are you really gonna feel those sweet emotions? You know what I'm saying?
Hey-o, yeah, man, that's right. Oh, dude, the Aerosmith final tour is going on. They're obviously playing probably every classic they could squeeze in. Before he died, and I opened the previous episode with some Tom Petty, I heard people talk about going to a show and seeing him in multiple cities and how it was the exact same show. Like, he was just showing up and playing, like, the same 15 songs and then doing the same 3 encores, and that was it. But it was
give me the greatest hits.
That's what I'm saying. But don't you go to Tom Petty, see him rock out some Running Down a Dream, An American Girl? Like, you're there to see the hits, man.
No, and that's what I mean. And if you are a young artist out there, listen to me right now. You should be so fucking lucky. Okay? Don't sit there and cry in 40 years that you're playing the same song. You want to be that lucky. Right? That's the best you could hope for.
Absolutely, dude. You're right on the money. And
how many people? I don't know, man.
No, I totally agree. That's why
your band was great, and I loved listening to you guys. I would give anything to hear a live version of Turtle Bay from the original band.
Oh, eventually there'll be a reunion. It'll be great times. Good oldies.
I got my tickets already.
Head by
you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you give anything to have been a one-hit wonder, to do world tours for a couple years? Even if it's just something you did. It's like serving in the army. It could have been something that you did when you were young, a life ago.
Yeah, and then 30 years later, you do some tours playing the hits. Yeah, dude, that's the dream, right?
Hit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
Stop your bitching, people.
Couldn't agree more. The same thing goes for the Talking Heads. They refuse to play with each other because of some old beef from 30 years ago. Like, get together and play some frickin' Psycho Killer, okay? We want to hear some Psycho Killer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, do it. Just shut up and do it.
You might as well. There's 100 other fucking fruitcakes out there right now that are copying. You know what I mean? They're just playing your shit as you.
Yes, man. And, dude, and
what are they called?
Talking Heads? Cover bands. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Well, they like the word, because we got to fancify everything these days in 2023. Tribute bands. We're a tribute band.
Okay. All
Well, there's a huge difference. See, the cover band plays the bar. The tribute band gets like the main stage at the festival.
right, I'll give it to you.
See what I'm saying? Neither one is very much more glamorous than the other, you know. But
Yeah, I know.
I've, you can play the stage at a festival.
It's like literally me being like, "Whoa, I'm not an Elvis lookalike. I'm an Elvis impersonator."
Yes, exactly.
You know, like, all right, guys.
I'm an Elvis tributor. Doesn't make sense much.
Thank you very much.
Well, speaking of Psycho Killer, we do have a lost baby up in here about a recent serial killer,
The
Mike.
whales.
Oh my God, dude!
What are you talking about?
Well, I was going to do the Gilgo Beach serial killer, which we never talked about.
I don't think that's... Oh, the guy they caught.
But because you said it and because I typed in kill and I got Psycho Killer, Gilgo Beach serial killer, and something Mike's been dying to talk about for months now, killer whales.
A sunset
Killer
sail
whales.
off the coast of Spain, disrupted by killer whales, also known as orcas, slamming themselves into this 66-foot sailboat.
Yeah.
The pod of orcas destroying the rudder, piercing the hull, water rushing on board. One sailor calling it quite terrifying. The crew doing their best to
Can you
scare
stop
the
right there? I love that. I loved it because like killer whales started killing people. And they're like, they're actually called orcas. Oh, yeah. I'm sure family and friends called him Chuck, but I think we'll stick with Charlie Manson. You know what I mean?
I love that their name was Killer Whales, and everyone's like weirded out that these whales are killing.
I can't believe they're killing. No, these orcas?
What happened?
Yeah, I know they're orcas, but they're killer whales for a reason.
We got totally thrown off from that stupid movie from 1993, Free Willy.
Oh, what a great movie!
It was a
Frank,
great
when
movie.
He jumped
So
over the kid. I gotta tell you though, the minute somebody mentions it, all I think of is when Homer does it and the tail hits him.
Dude, how ridiculous is the premise of Free Willy, man?
Oh,
he's-
so stupid. So stupid. The orca didn't know to jump over the wall until this fruity kid goes out there and puts his finger in the air, and then all of a sudden this whale now knows how to go fuck yourself, Hollywood. How many producers did this kid have to suck off for that career? You know?
What happened to that kid? Oh man, Free Willy was such a phenomenon. Do you remember this thing?
The only Willy that was freed was Weinstein's.
Or maybe Michael Jackson's, man. He did the theme song for it, remember?
Oh, they did do a Michael Jackson.
They did
thing.
a whole
So
like music
funny,
video around
dude.
it.
Oh, that was so funny. What a bad movie. You know what, Disney? I'm sorry for everything I said. You've been making terrible movies since my childhood. Holy shit.
Dude, Free Willy, man. What an absurd concept of a movie. So the kid befriends this killer whale, and then somehow they have this connection, and then he like frees it. It's so insane. It is absolutely...
How did Ace Ventura have a better whale story? Oh, that's a dolphin. Same shit. You know what I mean?
Dude, I haven't thought about Free Willy in so long. It's such a ridiculous and stupid movie.
Oh, the most amazing part, dude, there's like 5 of them.
That's your psycho.
They kept making it.
It was such a cash cow that they couldn't stop making movies about a kid befriending a whale.
By the end, the whale jumped over the wall before the kid even made it out there because he was a 20-year-old fat alcoholic.
Yeah, they should have kept the same guy right throughout all 5 movies. And you're right, at the end, he's just feeding beer to Willy. They're just like getting drunk on the side.
On the 5th one, the whale comes back to get him in shape.
He just swims his passed out carcass to like an AA meeting somewhere. Dumps him off.
What a dumb movie. What a dumb movie, man. We
Yeah.
grew up. That's why we're so stupid.
I know.
That's why you still like run in, like people our age, you still run into them and they're like 35, 40 years old. They're like, oh, when I grow up, I'm going to be an astronaut. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, that's a guy who grew up watching movies like Free Willy.
I haven't fucking thought of Free Willy in so long, and it's just absolutely destroying
like,
my
you know
mind
what,
right now. And how dumb that movie was, and how much money it made. Every kid saw that movie,
right,
dude. Like,
they made money. They made more money on the fucking soundtrack than any movie coming out nowadays. Crazy.
like, how did they score Michael Jackson to be like
Michael Jackson?
What an insane movie! But of course, it's Disney. There's kids involved. Michael Jackson, he loves it. I mean,
1993, man, that's crazy.
wow, what a time to be alive, dude! It's an incredible.
71 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, really? Still, it still holds up. Like,
Hold up,
that's
man,
considered
yeah.
fresh, I think, isn't it? 71, man. Wow.
Oh yeah,
That's
dude. It's
wild.
dude, Free Willy 2, Free Willy 3,
Yeah, how many?
Free Willy Escape from Pirates Cove. They fucking Fast and Furious the shit out of this movie. Holy shit.
Yeah, did they do Free Willy Tokyo Drift? I can't wait to see that one. I heard
It was called Free Riri.
Oh man. Oh jeez. I hope Vin Diesel makes an appearance at least. Should be a good one. He'll get paid
Dude, I
millions.
love it. Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home. Free Willy 3, The Rescue. Free Willy, Escape from Paradise Land. Or no, Paradise Cove. And then if you like Free Willy, you'll love Dolphin Tale.
Yes, man. It wasn't the same kid, right? I imagine they had to change up the kid and freshen up the
by
story a little bit.
2010, dude, this kid was like fucking 25. They had to do a chick in 2010. But in the second one, it's the same kid. He's just older. Dude, even the cover is him on a boat. Instead of pointing where he jumps over, he's pointing a different way, and the whale is jumping. How dumb is this whale? You need humans to tell you where to jump?
He doesn't sound like he's gonna survive long out in the wild, man. Like,
First of all, let me tell you, you don't need to jump to survive. Many whales in the wild, they never jump over walls. So don't listen to this kid. He's already steering you in the wrong direction.
Free Willy, dude. This, nowadays we tend to talk about like how dumb do these people think we are. They know exactly how dumb we are. They sold us 5 Free Willys over the last 20 years. That's how dumb we are.
I can't wait for the reboot, dude. It's gonna be a black killer whale. A black killer whale who can't swim. That's why we don't do late shows, people. See?
I like how you instinctually you go to the black whale, not the kid, right? The kid's still the white kid.
Yeah, no, because Willy, Willy, though a black name, you would think this is a black fish, but you can tell this is a white whale with a black.
You know what they
overcoat.
could do is they could make Free Willy, but serious style, like they did with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Free Willy be like a kid who's in prison, right? And then they'll break Willy out of prison.
What they should do is a Free Willy, but he's a 12-year-old kid in Compton. We're gonna Free Willy. Oh, this is terrible.
All right, back to the whales.
This is exactly why we didn't talk about the coup in Niger. Let me tell you.
I don't know. I think we have to wait a while till we talk Niger again. There's no way. And I'm sorry, the Uyghurs. We can't do the Uyghurs for a long time. we went too hard on the Uyghurs.
Pump water off the boat.
Definitely need a break before I talk about the Nigers.
Did you write? It's so funny that I didn't clip anything about the coup in Niger because I didn't even feel right typing it into the docket. You know, I was like, this is
too close.
I'm really
one little twitch of your finger and that's it, dude. You're a racist forever. Did you do 2 G's? You know, you double tap that G. That's it, dude. Done for life. No, Niger coup! I swear!
If you want to trap someone, talk about the Uyghurs and the coup in Niger in the same hour. Just jump back and forth, see how you can catch them.
You know, Susie, we really just can't talk about these Uyghurs anymore. Now over to Niger. Whoa! Whoa! On a Sunday morning?
Oh, man. Well, that's why we don't usually do late shows. So here we go. Killer whales.
A wave of orca attacks. At least 3 boats sinking in recent weeks. Researchers saying orca encounters in the area have been increasing since 2020. More than 20 interactions recorded just this month. Last year, 207. Including this one in the Strait of Gibraltar, an orca seen chewing on a piece of the boat. Now, marine researchers are asking why. There's no clear answer, but many believe the behavior is learned, orcas mimicking each other's behavior.
I'm not really seeing them necessarily as like aggressive attacks.
Is it possible this is just the killer whales playing?
Absolutely.
But another theory recalls the plot of the 1977 cult classic film Orca. A killer whale seeking revenge after a boat kills one of its friends. Luckily, no deaths have been reported, but a growing number of sailors have been left with a whale of a story. Josh Letterman, NBC News.
Yeah,
they didn't even talk about the key aspect, is there was a killer whale that was killed by a boat. And then her, daughter started attacking boats and started teaching the other orcas how to take down boats.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They're not going after the people that are on the boats. I don't think they really even care about you once you're in the water, but they're going after the boat.
They're stopping the boats.
Stop the boats.
Wow.
Wait till they realize David Goggins is carrying them.
Hey-o!
Those guys are going to kill him.
I think we just found out what happened to that submersible.
Oh, good call.
The orcas took it out. The killer whales.
The killer whales.
Yeah, man.
That's a great story, man. This is one to watch out for. We fucked with the whales and they're killing us.
It's kind of like you can't mess with the crows. They talk to each other and they hang out in groups called murders.
You don't call it a murder for nothing, Frank.
That's right.
That's Luda's favorite bird.
Where's Ja Rule? Or wait, is it Luda? I thought it was Ja Rule.
Oh, it is Ja Rule. Yeah, you're right.
Murder. Right. Yeah, man. That's right. Oh, dude, the killer whales. We have been laughing about that story outside of the show and how we have been never getting to it, and now we just did. And there have been several other iterations of this over the last month or so since we originally put this on the docket. More things have occurred. More situations have gotten a little bit more violent. Even I think I think you're onto something with the whole.
Dude, did you hear about the fucking walruses or seals? I think they were walruses.
Enlighten me. I think I maybe glanced at something, but what was going on here?
So there's this walrus, or I think they were seals. That doesn't matter. 2 walruses, right? They're being housed in this fucking tiny aquarium, like they always are.
All right.
And they're 2 brothers. One is way bigger than the other one, right?
Oh yeah.
And they fucking observe the people in charge. They observed that the big one is just fucking the shit out of the smaller one. Right?
Wow.
And they all decided that it was, oh, well, it looks mutual. And you know what? Gay sex is just normal, I guess. They literally made it sound like it was like, I don't know. You know how they always try to like humanize it?
I'm going to say this. When you started off I'm going to tell you a story about walruses. I didn't think we were going to talk about incestual gay sex, but let's carry on.
That's what and then they all were like, well, we didn't do anything because whatever. And then it goes on for hours, and then when the big guy's done, the little brother is just dead, lying on the bottom of the floor of the thing.
Wow, with
a pierced colon.
Wow.
Yeah. It's almost like his ass wasn't meant to take a fucking giant cock from his bigger brother.
Well, you know, this show took a wild turn there, folks. I didn't.
But they like tried to make us seem like this was like total, and you could just hear it in the voice of the people. Like, these are just liberal fucks out in San Francisco who are like, you know, oh, we thought it was normal and it's just beautiful, you know? Like, no. These are two giant things living in this tank they shouldn't be in together, you know?
That is really crazy, and yeah, man, the way we hold these animals in captivity, they probably want to escape or at least be with a mate, right? The opposite sex. It's funny how our modern American humans want to, you know, paint all these other creatures with the rainbow flag and say, you know, to make it all normal with everybody.
Oh, no, look, we put these two male penguins together with nobody else, and they started fucking. See, gay is normal.
That's exactly it. Yeah, they want to normalize the gayness, which, all right, fine. You know, I guess that's what you get then. You get to witness this horrifying death with this walrus.
It's terrible.
That's pretty crazy.
I just feel bad for the little walrus, dude. I mean, he didn't deserve it. He didn't ask to be put in this tank,
but I mean, that's just that's just the way it goes, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff happening with the animals out there, either in captivity or not. We did miss one from about a week or so ago off the eastern coast, my man. They are getting rocked by shark attacks.
Now to another suspected shark bite reported off the coast of Long Island, the fifth now in just the past 2 days. Stephanie Ramos is at Orchard Beach
no
in New York with the very latest.
5.
There's no more room in New York City.
Yeah, it sounds like you got 5 open rooms.
They were taken by migrants. Okay, that's. There's migrants everywhere, man. We can't stop them.
Good morning.
Good morning. Long Island here in New York is on high alert after that shark bite was reported. As you mentioned, there have now been 5 suspected shark attacks in just 2 days. This area here last year was known as a hot spot for shark attacks, but they only reported 8 shark encounters. New York's governor deploying drones across New York beaches to try and prevent encounters with sharks. Just recently, a drone flying 200 yards offshore near Fire Island spotted 50 sharks in the water, prompting a delayed opening at the beach. Around the same time on the 4th of July, off of Long Island, multiple bites were reported. On Tuesday, a 47-year-old man was bitten around 2 in the afternoon. 5 minutes later, a 49-year-old man was bitten at Fire Island. And just before 4:30 in the afternoon, a woman who was swimming was bitten on the upper thigh. On Monday, 2 15-year-olds were bitten in separate incidents. Experts say we're seeing a rise in shark encounters because some species may be extending their range, or there may be more fish in the area. There could be a number of different reasons, but experts say these shark sightings are the new normal. They also say if you are headed into the water, stay with a group or close to shore. This way, if you need help, you can get it quickly.
The new normal. They love that word, man. It's climate change.
You guys really need to start putting things into perspective. 5 people being attacked is not even national news.
That's right, dude.
That's like 1 out of 50 million people in America.
Yes.
Right? Like 4 people got malaria. That's like 1 out of 100 million people in America. This is not world news. You know?
could not agree more, man. I think it's hilarious. It's just filler. I think this came out around the time of the 4th, so they just were, hard pressed for news, right? So they had, and there's a writer strike going on. That's right, folks. You forgot. We're gonna remind you every day that nobody knows or cares that there's a writer strike, but they're running out of ideas.